Ooh, g'day guys, welcome back to Arthur's videos. Have I got a doozy for you guys tonight? Alright, the Italian safety hat is out. You know what the description is. Okay, it's not another pokey, alright? It's not a pokey. Before I waffle on, okay, I've got a brand new bottle. Here it is here. There's the brand new bottle. Okay, it's a Jameson, not a black one. It's just the standard one. Okay, I got this from the guy with that 2-up machine. You know, played back that video with a 2-up machine. I went and dropped it off at Eddie's place. He goes, "Hey man, thanks for dropping it off. Thanks for all the things that you've done for me and that." He goes, "Oh, here's a small gift." I said, "Mate, you didn't need to give me a gift, you know what I mean?" He goes, "No, I appreciate what you've been doing for me, you know," because he's got a couple of nut and muddles as well. So here we are. Hang on. Here's my sponsored cup. I actually cleaned it. Sponsored cup. There it is there. Okay, I opening it up. You know, this is a twist top. Okay, there it is there. I'm pouring the yum cha in. There it is, there it is. Oh, that's it. There you go. There's my yum cha. Guys who drink with me, cheers, guys. I swish it around my mouth a bit, you know what I mean? Dude, it's a nice smooth drop. It's ideal after a long day, you know, when you're crashing out, you go, "Mate, that's it, I'm calling it quits," you know what I mean? The reason I've got this, okay, I'm going to reveal it what it is, because somebody mentioned it to me, you know. Well, I've been on this for so long, this stupid game, you know, so I'm going to reveal it, and I'll talk to you guys about this, okay? Yep, it's that TAITO Power supply. Remember I showed you in that video where it was sitting in the cabinet, you know, there it is there. It used to sitting in the video like this and that. But what I've done with this is I've undone the screws. Normally it comes with a line filter, comes here, but somebody did some butchering in this cabinet, okay? So yeah, I'm removing the cover. This is what it looks like, basically, inside the cabinet. There it is with the frame, all right? There it is there. Someone's actually write down what it is. It made it idiot proof, basically. So it's 110. Basically the power supply is like that. You can sort of see how good quality it's vented, basically. Like I said to you, when I started this is fucking 1980s, man, this stuff here. You know, when I come across this, man, I said, "Mate, look at the size of this power supply." You know, I was pretty impressed back then. You know, as I said, you know, it was 42 years ago now, or whatever it is. Okay, something like that it is. Okay, you see how it slides out, really slides out, basically. So let's move that out. All right, check that out, okay? You can sort of see the glare in it, okay? Trust me. You should have seen the shit on this power supply, how gunked up. See how I'm going to hold it there. You can sort of see, you can read the numbers and all that crap. It was really, really gunked up, basically. It was gunked up. Okay, Trey. If you open up your power supply and it shines like this, mate, yeah, all right? Because I couldn't see it from the gunk in there, all right? So, pardon me there. I didn't do that, okay? I think someone else has did that, because this plug here is a bit loose. See that? It's a bit loose. If you should have put a bit, or these guys should have put a bit of glue there, like a bit of Aerodite or something, to stop it from moving. Don't know what that. Then I noticed these numbers were here. I reckon it was whoever was the service department did the service. I think this is just their service repair log, these stickers. But check that out. Okay, there is a bit of a hot spot, basically here, around where that transistor was. Okay, it looks like it's been repaired. You can sort of see it's been repaired and all that. But have a check that out. Okay, that's what you can see after cleaning it all up. This power supply is done by TBK. Okay, they don't normally make tapes. They still do electronic parts. They still do parts. Google TBK. They've been around. I used to buy TBK tapes, you know, the old tapes for my bloody doof music, what I used to listen to back in the day, and that's what I used to buy, the TBKs and all the other Denon capes and that. And but I have a sticky note at the quality of this. Now, what gets me is, see all these caps? I got my bloody capacitor meter out, and I measured them. Okay, I pulled them out to see what they were like. These guys are 22,000 at 10 volts. Okay, there it is. This one is 22,000 at 10 volts. These ones here are 1,000, and these are 1,000. Okay, so when I pulled out my my capacitor meter, my SCR meter, when I measured these 22,000s, they were 1,900. They dropped about 300 microfarad, which is about 20%. 45 years, this is 45 years old. Okay, the 1,000 was down around about the 800, around there, and all that. I couldn't believe it. I said, mate, have a look at this. For 45 years, you know, they're still holding their tolerance of the capacitors of what they are. And these are Nippons, basically what they are. And I thought about it, and I said to myself, what I'll do is, anyway, I'm getting it, you know, like all my videos are prepared, basically, you know. So what I've done is, I got some caps in the other day, basically. So here's what I bought, okay? It's a stubby one. But the problem is, don't look at that, the size of the cap back then. Things have changed in time. So I ordered Nikon again, basically Nikon ones. Here, this is what I ordered. But have a look at them, you know, how stumpy they are, basically. But what I ordered them was, there is 7.5 mil spacing, 7.5 mil spacing, because the reason is, these guys are 7.5 mil spacing. Oh, here, 7.5 mil spacing. You can't put a 5, so you got to use the same one, the 7.5. It doesn't mean that if they're stumpies or the big ones are, or big must be better. But no, the stumpy ones are the later ones. So for paying a couple of dollars, but be careful out there. The first one for the video. Be careful out there. There's a lot of counterfeit stuff. Okay, I buy them from a source out of the US, and I don't buy because there's too much counterfeit. Even the girl from China brought up one day, I was after some stuff, and some of the bigger caps, you know, the larger caps for the bloody pinball machine. And she goes, oh, do you want the original or you want counterfeit? Well, copy. He goes, what do you mean? He goes, oh, they could put whatever label on there, but it's a copy and it's not the real McCoy. I said, really? And this is, and I said to everybody else, he goes, oh, yeah, no, I get quality caps. I get real quality caps. If you buy them from the Red Dragon, they're not quality caps, mate. You know what I mean? If they are, good luck to you. As I said to you, I just buy them from one source because they supply everybody who does repairs and electronics and all that. And before I get them, I actually put my SCR meter on there and my capacitor meters to check them out. And they're pretty close to, you know, the 2200s. But I said to myself, I'll do this, I'll put all this work into this guy's cabinet, and I'll put a bit of love back into this too, you know, refreshing it a bit more newer for a few more years, basically. I'll be gone. But and a good thing about these power supply is, it's got, you have a good geezer there. They've got fuses, like I said to you in that last video. They've got fuses for all the inputs, basically. You know, the inputs. All the outputs, basically, they've got fuses, basically. So it's pretty idiot-proof. And the good thing is, you can adjust the voltage of what you want. How many how many Chinese shit power supplies you can get, okay, or get some other brand of power supplies? How many have can you adjust all your voltages? Basically, there isn't many, you know what I mean? But these guys, this is from, you know, the 80s power supply. But you see how it was built, you know. Okay, technology is getting smaller for the switch mode power supplies and that. But look at the quality on this power supply. So what I'm going to do now, I wanted to show you guys as it is. The red dots on the markings on this, I don't know, it must be someone else who's putting dots to see if they were okay sometimes. I think that's most people go, oh, yeah, this is okay, because what I had to do is change the, in the middle there, the switching section. I changed those. Someone's put some other brand crap I wasn't happy with, so I pissed that off and that. But what I'll do now is I'll rebirth the outputs, all the high, these are all your voltages basically. So I'll put these new little caps that I've got. That's what they are in the bag over there. So yeah, so whatever you do, when you work on something, just don't buy it because they're cheap. Because if you want your product working, you know, and last you, just pay that extra couple of dollars. These were about $2 something each, basically, what they were, you know. They weren't big dollars, you know what I mean? But again, you know, I'm going to rebirth this power supply. But that's what this guy was saying. He goes, oh, what's that power supply look like in that cabinet? Somebody was telling me. I said, oh, it's a good point. I'll make a video for you guys. You know what I mean? But it's not poker machines. But as I said to you, yeah, I thought I'll make a good video of this, explaining to you guys what this power supply looks like, and that's what it is. But check it out. You know what I mean? Look at the marking in there. You know what I mean? You can read it. I'm going to get the glare at it. Have a read of that. Check that out. Okay, there is a good circuit diagram on the internet for this power supply. Yeah, check that out. All right, look how good it does, you know. But as I said, when I repair something, I do the extra mile, even with those monitor chassis, basically, you know. I actually clean them up so well so I can actually work on them, and I still haven't figured out bloody monitor with that other Toby monitor. So, yeah. Now, here's my vision impaired sign, because oh man, how would we contact you? There it is there. You can contact me there with the vision impaired, basically. So, yeah. So, guys, as I said to you, I'm doing it for you guys, basically. That's all. So, again, thanks. I've got to give thanks to that guy for the new bottle that I cracked up. Yet the new one out. There's another lot of videos to make out of that. So, guys, thanks for watching this video. Cheers. Gonna drop us a message. Okay, the old saying on mine is I'm signing off. You know, pinball machines, video games, poker machines, and Dr. Love. Cheers, man. Cheers, guys.